Hi, my name's Scott Stollar, and I help overwhelmed heirs leverage property to reclaim their lives. You may have just lost a loved one, and you're probably wondering when you can ask who the trustees are. Well, if you're a beneficiary, you have the right to know. And the simple answer is that as soon as you're comfortable. Now, you probably shouldn't let too much time go on, especially if you have dynamics in your family or in the situation that you're not comfortable with or that you're not fully trusting of. The successor trustees have a fiduciary duty to all of the beneficiaries. Now, I had a client who lost her husband years ago. When she lost her husband, she was so distraught that she couldn't call her stepkids and let them know that the dad had passed away. Right away, when a family member found out about this, they decided to call the stepchildren just to let them know because they thought that they were owed the courtesy to know that their father had passed away that weekend. When this family member reached out to the stepchildren to let them know that their father passed, they immediately started shouting at the person who called, asking where the trust was, if they'd seen the trust, anything about that. Now, this person hadn't seen the trust, and that was actually a really good thing. They didn't know the trust, they had no business in it, they weren't a beneficiary, it was outside of was available to them. And it was also the day after their dad passed away. When you ask right away upon the news of hearing that a loved one passed away, you'll probably get a different response than if you wait a couple of days or a week. Most people expect your first concerns to be where the services are, what they need help with. And when you ask a successor trustee or someone who lost a loved one what they need help with, they're not going to be able to tell you. They're trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and they have no idea where to start. It's important to keep in mind that resolutions before conflict foster harmony. When you have a plan to be transparent, you say, hey, I don't have a copy of the trust right now. And as soon as we take care of arranging the funeral arrangements, notifying the family members, and taking care of the initial responsibilities, we'll get the trust together, figure out who we need to contact and how we need to share that information and who we need to share it with. We'll be checking to make sure that you're a beneficiary, and if you are, we'll be supplying you with a copy.